Saito Shiho is 12 years old. This used to be her kindergarten. 1 year ago it was destroyed by a tsunami that killed 2 of her friends. This is the first time she's come back since the tragedy. She says she was at school when the earthquake hit. The tsunami alarm went off. Some people climbed upstairs, but others didn't because real tsunamis rarely come. But this one did. Japan's biggest ever recorded earthquake triggered the tsunami. It measured up to 39 meters in some places. Many towns along the northeast of Japan were hit hard, including this one. This is Ishinomaki. It's one of the towns in northeastern Japan that was hit hardest by the tsunami. This used to be a housing estate with a school and factories and houses. Now, 1 year on, it's still completely decimated, and the rubble that has been cleared up over the last 12 months is here. It's also here. Miyagi Prefecture has collected millions of tons of rubbish over the past year. Getting rid of it all could take decades. And then there's the cars. This parking lot contains 2,500. And it's just one of 5 other similar places around the city. And the fishing industry that Ishinomaki used to rely on has gone too. This area used to be a busy market. Now many locals worry about the future. Tuning up for a prayer meeting in Ishinomaki to remember victims of the tsunami. Sasaki Makio is one of the helpers. He says the roads and the houses still need to be fixed, but one of the big issues is the lack of jobs, especially in the fishing industry. Ishinomaki and other places hit by the tsunami have been receiving help from the government. And local charities like this one in Tokyo.
My name is Charles McJilton. I am the Executive Director and founder of Second Harvest Japan. We're the National Food Bank here in Japan. We collect food donations from a variety of different sources, from supermarkets, from importers, from food companies, and then in turn we deliver them out to agencies, welfare agencies, and those people in need.
Second Harvest was one of the first charities to deliver aids to the victims of the tsunami.
So it's Saturday, March 12th here, and we're doing our usual, feeding program, and we're debating what should we do? When should we go up there? And one of our staff is saying, oh, wait a minute, we don't need to go up there, everything's fine. We should wait a couple weeks till everything settles down, right? And it's like, conflicting information. When I got up there on that Sunday, or well, actually Monday morning with time daylight, I could see everything. I was like, no. This is not okay. And this is like 250 kilometers from the south to the north, at least, right? Of destruction.
McJilton says his charity delivered 16,000 tons of food in 2011. But this wasn't always easy.
But compared to Kobe earthquake, the self-defense force is much more responsive, much more open to collaborating with local groups. We found that to be very helpful. What was disappointing was local governments who had no experience working with nonprofits or NGOs were very reticent to work together, and we found that quite often.
McJilton says the key is communication.
One of the things that we learned from this experience, and what we've been doing actually for the last couple of years, is to reach out to local communities to explain what we are, who we are, what we're doing. What we found with this is that it's really more important for us also when we're doing that outreach. We do a national caravan, we travel throughout Japan telling people about who we are, is to reach out to the local government units. Because the local government's not understanding who you are, they're less likely to work with you when you can provide the aid.
If there's anything positive to come out of the disaster last year, It's the knowledge that Miyagi's biggest city, Sendai, survived with relatively little harm. And that's despite buildings like these being shaken violently by the earthquake. How did they survive? Down in Tokyo, visitors experience this earthquake simulation van.
Well, I've been in a lot of earthquakes, but it was much more jerky and strong than any earthquake that I've been in before. You can see how there'd be a lot more damage in such an earthquake because there's much more of a crushing feeling to it.
The van's parked in front of this building in the centre of the city, which is also built with earthquakes in mind. This is a model of how the walls of the building are designed to absorb movement. There's an electric generator in the basement in case power is cut. There's an emergency water supply, and other equipment is available in the event of an emergency, as demonstrated by this official. But how likely is another major quake in Japan? Academics at Tokyo University are trying to answer that very question.
This map shows distribution of earthquake in and around Japanese island.
Professor Naoshi Hirata is an authority on earthquakes in Japan. He says there's a 70% chance of a magnitude 7 earthquake hitting the Tokyo area over the next 30 years.
The magnitude 7 earthquake, it's almost the same magnitude of 1995 Kobe earthquake, which killed more than 6,000 people. And the area is southern Kanto area. It's including, of course, metropolitan Tokyo, but including southern part of Ibaraki Prefecture, Chiba Prefecture, Saitama Prefecture, somehow 150 kilometer long and 150 kilometer wide. It's a large area including metropolitan Tokyo area.
But exact prediction is difficult. Professor Hirata says Japan needs to work more closely with other countries to better understand earthquakes.
The very large earthquake is very rare phenomenon. So it's not good idea to study such large earthquake only in Japan. Domestic study is not enough, and maybe the global collaboration is very important.
While academics try to understand what's happening under the ground, communities in the northeast of Japan are slowly rebuilding on it, and hoping that they don't live to see another tragedy on the scale of this one.